Please give it up for Miss Dahlia Belle.
Yes. Hello, everyone. How are we tonight? Yay, fantastic indeed. I don't want anyone to be disappointed, so I need you to understand I am a transgender woman and not a very boring drag queen. I know what I'm doing. There will be no singing, no dancing, no death drops, none of that nonsense. Not tonight, okay? But please feel free to throw money at me the entire time as if I were a drag queen. Okay, matter of fact, that's our new rule for 2023, 2024. Always throw money at trans women. But paper currency only, none of that coins in a sock shit. Okay? I'm not that naive. I am an elder queer. I've been doing queer shit for quite some time. The whole time, really. Yes, everything in my parents' house has been in my anus at least once. I'm a pro. I am a little afraid that I might be letting myself go a bit, though. Before I left the house tonight, I fully intended to dress all like skimpy, slutty, sexy for y'all, and then I got cold. That's the whole story of what happened. It concerns me because not too long ago, a group of scientists, they did this study, and what they found out was that if a woman is feeling very confident, it increases her internal body temperature, protecting us from the external elements. Therefore, hoes don't get cold. Yes, they do hoe science. A lot of people didn't know that. Unfortunately, additional research discovered that hoes do get old. And the older we get, the colder the world becomes towards us. So that's what's happening for me. I have entered my cougar years. I didn't want to accept it. But I keep finding myself being attracted to men who are far too young for me. Like, ethically, not legally. It's just weird. It's unfortunate. I used to have a rule that kept me safe. It stopped me from ever dating men who were too young for me. The rule worked like this. I would never try to sleep with a man that was closer to my kid's age than my own. It was solid when my kid was like 10 or 12. But now that my kid is a whole-ass grown-ass man, some of these men around my kid's age trying to get this whole ass. So that's the problem. I do feel bad about it. Because even if they can get into the club legally, compared to me, age-wise, they're still just babies. Very tall, hairy, muscular babies. The thing is, I feel just as bad sleeping with men my own age, because they're more likely to break a hip. And I don't need that on my conscience, okay? I'm looking for somebody to beat the pussy up, not die inside. I have standards. True story. Not too long ago, it was a couple of years ago, one of my friends broke his penis. Yep, that's right. Broke his penis. Here's what happened. What happened was, his girlfriend at the time, soon to be wife, she was riding on top, right? Doing her best work. When she lost her balance, fell off to the side, took the penis with her, but it was also still attached to him. There's no moral to that story, it's just a thing that happened. And horrible. Horrible. I I am bisexual. By that I mean I live with 2 cats. I love them. My cats are fantastic. Both my cats are black because I'm a witch. By which I mean I'm bisexual. It's the same thing. It's the exact same thing. Either way, I don't believe in God, but I swear by astrology, crystals, and cunnilingus. That's what it means. It's fantastic. I do love my cats. I absolutely adore them. They're both emotional support animals because I live in the Pacific Northwest, so rumor has it I get a little sad. So before I had the cats, I struggled with a bit of self-harm. And my arms and legs were always covered in self-harm scars. But now that I have 2 cats, my arms and legs are always covered in love, which intriguingly looks exactly the same when people question it. So that's interesting. The younger of the 2, Khalifa, she's gorgeous. She's just like me in cat form, meaning she's a needy bitch. And no, she's fantastic. But she had this weird habit ever since my partner and I brought her home where she would wake us up every single morning by aggressively shoving her tongue into our mouths. And I didn't like it. I was not here for it. My partner and I were both black. We don't do that where we're from. We keep it to our own species. She kept doing it. So I finally had to sit her down. I had to get her attention. I said, Khalifa. And after about a half hour of that, she made eye contact. And I said, Khalifa, baby girl, doll baby, sugar plum. By the way, I love cats. The thing I don't like about cats is that it instantly turns them into a misogynist. Both of my cats very talkative all day long, running through the house, just meow, 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 meow. They could be saying anything. They could be delivering Shakespearean soliloquies for all I know, and all I ever say in response is, "Oh, you a pretty kitty." It's disrespectful. And I never let them outside, but it's for their own good. So So I said, Khalifa, sweetheart, the tongue in the mouth thing, we can't do that anymore, okay? I've been through a lot in life, okay? I was born in the 80s, so I've survived the AIDS crisis, the crack epidemic, the opioid crisis, the COVID, right? All of it. I'm not about to be taken out by kitties. You got me fucked up. And she looked up at me and she said, meow meow, which is feline for bet. I got you, B. So we all went to bed. Everything was great. Next morning, she woke me up by shoving her tongue into my eye socket, which is where things don't go. By the way, that's just a general rule. I can't even wear contacts. I can't do it. I've tried multiple times. I get about 6 inches away. I'm like, no! Okay, now's the time. We got this. No! It's like trying to get a straight dude to suck dick, you know? Let me rephrase that. It's like trying to get a straight dude to suck dick that's not attached to another straight dude. There we go, more accurate. That's more accurate. Because if it's 2 straight dudes, it's not gay, right? It's just messing around. You know, boys will be boys. So that is. But you don't want to suck a gay dude's dick, because that's where the gay is. It's in the semen. They'll get you. I've been on HRT for several years, so I don't actually produce semen at all, but I do ejaculate estrogen. So beware. Dangerous. I did briefly date another trans woman. It was an experience. She would get very, very offended anytime a lesbian expressed a disdain for penises. And I guess I get it, sort of. Here's my thing, it is 2023, right? We can all agree, we can all define our gender, our sexuality, however we see fit. Can we all agree? Fantastic. So, there are some lesbians, they love penis, they do. There are lesbians that hate penises. I'm a lesbian that hates my own penis. It works out, you know, you get where you fit in. But she would get very offended. Very, very offended. And here's the thing. From my perspective, no matter who you are, no matter how you identify, you can never tell an entire group of women they have to take a dick. Does that seem sensible? Here's what I'm saying. Let me be more clear on this. I love dick. I do. I will write every dick in this room if you let me. I don't care if it's attached or in a bag. I will let you put it in me if you ask politely. But if you tell me I have to suck your dick, I'll bite it off first. I promise you. That's just that simple. It's the most dangerous, risky joke I tell. But we got through it. We made it. We made it. Now, I think it's important to have a sense of humor about everything, you know. And it took some development for me. And it really started with my divorce. I got divorced from my co-parent several years ago, and I'm a millennial, so I did what any member of my generation would do, and I posted about it on Facebook like a little bitch, and my mom was the only person who commented at all, and what my mom said was, "Nigga, please," and I felt better instantly. But it wasn't a difficult divorce. What made it difficult is that we do have a kid together, you know? And you're going to fuck up your kids. If any of you are planning on reproducing, you're going to fuck up your kid. There's no avoiding it. We're all fucked up, we're all traumatized. You just want to keep it to a minimum, you know? You just want to fuck your kid up enough that they can function in a society of fucked up people, but not so much that they don't call you anymore. So once you're getting the divorce underway, we decided we had to cooperate. We had to learn to get along for the sake of this child that we were raising together. And it took some humor from me, because after 10 years of marriage to me, one of the reasons my co-parents cited for filing for divorce was my ambiguous sexuality, which is fair. I've met myself. She's not wrong. But fast forward a few years, and the person for whom she left me also came out as a trans woman. Now, obviously, I am not suggesting that my co-parent is going around turning people transgender. It does not work that way. This is not contagious. It is not an STI. But I am extremely petty, and I want her to think it is. So, if you can help me spread this rumor, please don't do that. Please don't do that. There are more than enough rumors out there about trans women. My least favorite of which is this idea that we're trying to trick people into touching our penis is absolutely false, because I'm a bottom, okay? If you so much as see my penis, you've already done something horribly wrong. I did not agree to it. I did promise myself when I first started reconciling my gender, doing the whole transition thing, I never wanted to be the obnoxious trans girl that's constantly telling everyone about her new vagina. And I don't even have the vagina yet, but I've already become that girl. And here's what happened. Earlier this year, I got all my surgery letters put in. And for those of you who don't know what that means, thank you. Yes, it's a big deal. It's a milestone. It means I now have a learner's permit for a pussy. So, before they can install my vagina, though, I like to talk about it like a catalytic converter. Except that I know what a vagina does. But before they can upgrade my chassis, I have to get the hair removed from the surgical site. And I thought, no worries. Okay, maybe they'll give it a little trim. Cut my partner's initials into my muff, you know, something cute. No, that's not what they meant at all. What they meant was that I have to get a full Brazilian done with lasers. with lasers. Okay. Can I get a round of applause from anyone in this room who has genitals of any kind? Alright, fantastic. Do any of you consent to have this conversation with me real quick? You do? Alright, fantastic. Let's chat real quick. Okay. First of all, what is your name?
Liz.
Oh, wow! That was like real life doxing. That was wild. Yeah, okay, Liz. So Liz, I want you to imagine that our mutual friends, all of these people, set us up on a blind date, right? And we're having a great time. We go see an amazing show at Siren Theater. We see some drag performers, some comedy, some storytelling. It's an amazing evening, right? Okay, great. Now, on our way out, I said, Liz, I am very passionate about one skill that I have. What would you say?
I didn't understand the question.
Okay, well, Liz. It's okay, I still like you. So I tell you, after this beautiful day, I say, Liz, I'm very passionate about this skill that I have. But I haven't told you what the skill is yet. What do you say?
What's your skill?
Exactly, good job, Liz. You are very determined for sure. Now, Liz. You asked me what my skill is, and I tell you, I shoot people's genitals with lasers. Would you like a demonstration? What did you say, Liz?
I'm out.
That is what you say because you're intelligent. Yes. I said, how much does that cost? And handed them my credit card. That's what I did. So I'm in my esthetician's office. She's a lovely young woman. We would be best friends under any other circumstances. But right now, she's my enemy. So she can tell that I'm not comfortable with this situation, right? So she tries to calm me down. She says, listen, I am a licensed professional. I have done this thousands of times. I promise this won't be weird for me at all. As if I care how she feels. It's weird for me. But you know, I don't want to be narcissistic, so I'm like, okay, let's do this. You're passionate about it. So go back to the operating room, and she says, okay, here's what I need you to do. I will leave the room for a little while you undress from the waist down, like Pooh Bear. Oh, and here's a modesty towel. So she walks out, and I'm getting Pooh Bearing. I get on the table, I put the little towel over my naughty bits, and she comes back, she knocks on the door, and she says, are you ready? I'm pretty sure she didn't say it like that, but that's how I chose to remember. So she says, are you ready? And I said, come on in, coach. And she comes in as happy as can be, grabs the towel, throws it across the room. Why? Why didn't we just go do this exercise? Why are you playing with my emotions? We do the thing. We're bonding. You know? We have a connection, I hope. And then she says, okay, now I need you to roll over. I've done this before. So I roll over onto my stomach. Everything should be fine. And she says, no. I need you to lay on your side, because apparently someone, somewhere along the way decided that it would be too awkward to have a licensed professional part decline its booty cheeks like the Red Sea before shining full radiation of the sun into their anus. Instead, what they have you do is lay on your side and present your anus like you're posing for Grindr. It's very odd. Later that night, my loving partner and I, we are engaged in the act of lovemaking. Okay? And we're middle-aged. You know, the hips give out after a while. We gotta switch to the swing position. It's a classic. So I present, as I have done so many times before, and I start laughing uncontrollably. And my partner just stops, as anyone would, and asks, "Why the fuck are you laughing?" And I said the first thing that came to my mind, which was, "You wouldn't happen to have a laser, would you?" Not the correct answer. It was very awkward. I've been with my partner for about 6 years now. They're fantastic, absolutely amazing. I knew we would be together for the rest of our lives ever since our second date. Yeah, they had me over to their place for dinner. Oh, by the way, my partner uses they, them pronouns to let people know they don't believe in Jesus. Point being, they had me over to their place for dinner, and they're cancers, so they can make a meal out of anything, right? And they made me this amazing salad. It had meat, it had olives, it had tomatoes, it had rich people lettuce, and we got done with the food part of the date, and we got to the sex part of the date. And the sex part of the date is a little risky for me. But my partner is very intuitive, avoided all the problem areas, and very gently placed a finger inside my booty hole. It was very sweet, very romantic. Also a bit like trying to fuck the Grand Canyon with a Yorkshire Terrier. I don't feel like it's cute but loose. So I casually mentioned ownership of a double-sided dildo, more specifically a fieldo for the fully initiated. And they asked me to retrieve it from my purse, implying I just seem like someone who would carry a large sex toy at all times. And it was amazing to be seen that clearly so soon.